some kind of demonstration going on over there. There's a strong police presence. This is what Naples consists of, or at least in the city centre, well, most of Naples. Just this, and that's, of course, is normal, riding your motorcycle on the pavement, or UK, the pavement. I'm in the Toledo metro station. I think it must be close to 200 feet underground. Okay, Toledo. I've got, I'm going to Garibaldi, catch the commuter train to Pompeii. Like in Garibaldi, just thousands of people here, and fantastic amount of noise. If you don't like noise, don't come here. At a 10-minute walk from Garibaldi to Porta Nellano, Porta, is it, or Porta Nellano? Look at this train, plenty of seats available, and tremendous lines at Garibaldi, so I almost gave up on first stop Garibaldi. I think it's underground to begin with. Absolute chaos at Garibaldi. So that was a good move, moving down to the first where the train begins its station. This is going to be absolute standing room only. Complete tickets waiting area. What does that mean? Okay, I was a bit lucky, fairly close to the entrance to the ticket office. Spoke too early. It's still got a half-hour wait, I think. It can't be too bad. It's not as bad as I thought. I'm inside the site. There's Vesuvius over there. Okay, and okay, tour groups everywhere. Right. I'm going to get more exercise. Climbing up here. Look at these original Roman roads. And this is a intact structure, I think. Yeah, they must have all been buried. First close-up of the Roman ruins. And these go on forever, apparently. You could spend easily 3 days here and still find something new. So unfortunately I forgot to bring I had a little map showing a route round the ruins. But I left it behind. So I'm just going to have to follow my nose. Okay, I'm going into the Roman Forum now, I think. I just took a video clip now, but I think I had it wrong. So that's a pretty good example there of what existed in 79 AD when Vesuvius was destroyed. Yeah, I'm glad I came. It's fantastic here. Yeah. So I'm a tourist today, but it's well worth coming. Here I'd say I nearly didn't come today because it's about nearly 1 o'clock. So it's open until 5:30. That's plenty of time. Because I'm just following my nose. So I did have did some research on it, but and of course, yeah. So all this was dug out from underneath the ash, and kind of fantastic discovery, really. Of course, it's all in complete ruins. The ash and rocks, caved in all the roofs. Yeah. You just see Vesuvius there in the back. And okay. People are going to have to get used to me aiming a camera right in their faces, because at this point you should never take any pictures. You should try to avoid taking pictures of the people. Numbers of tour. I find tour groups exhausting. I don't think that's an original statue up there. So I'll just okay, make myself through there. The babble of foreign tongues, all nationalities of the world are here. Yeah. Look at a massive crane there. They didn't have that in Roman times. Through the ticket line up, so it wasn't too bad. They're all having school groups, vast numbers of them. Italian school groups, I think, mainly. Okay, I'll come inside another enclosure. And there's a kind of something in the middle there, like a stone circle. And that attracts the crowds over there. Casts of people that in their death throes, when they died, when the ash buried them. So that's what attracts most people. Macabre sights like that. I'm not going to bother to turn the camera away when people walk in front of me, because yeah, so the bodies decomposed and left them in the position they died in. And here you can see these I think frescoes is what they call them. They're incorporated into the plaster on the wall. That roof, of course, has been added. And here's another poor old gentleman, I presume, covering his mouth by the look of it. Keep out the dust. And yeah, he's that's how they found him. Popular corner of the Pompeii ruins, the snack bar. Right here. Looks like there's a heck of a queue there, line up. So I'm going to have a snack maybe later on, when most people have left. Okay, all originals. All originals here. And I presume the roof is original as well, with the carvings. Fantastic amount to see here. I don't know what this is here. Yeah. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but
as we can see, as we know that there is nothing new under the sun, especially body change.
no idea what I'm looking at, but I might identify it later on. Okay, as I say, as I wander to the further outskirts of Pompeii ruins, there'll probably be crowds will start thinning out a bit. As I say, the crowds are starting to thin out a little bit. The further I get away from the entrance and the forum. But I want to see the amphitheatre. But I'm just following my road notes. Well, you've got Vesuvius there as a kind of, that helps you kind of with your sense of direction. And some of these smaller rooms and houses probably belong to the less affluent members of the town. Okay, so down there's a few more houses, but apparently you have to pay extra on the ticket. Yeah, just go and see them. I only paid the 18, the cheapest ticket, so I only get to see part of Pompeii. Alright, so retrace the steps. Alright, well there's enough to see. More than enough to see. Modern day construction workers looks like they're putting a roof in on that. Yeah, they're gradually putting roofs on all these buildings. Modern day roofs, of course. Yeah. Alright. You easily walk, well, possibly 10 miles, walking around this city backwards and forwards. It's kind of laid out, and it's kind of like square blocks, something like the Americans laid out their new towns. Original mosaic floors, tiny little stones all in patterns, very laborious, and that's kind of like a swimming pool. This is someone's house here. This is all part of the same house, and you don't. There's no real signs here showing what you're looking at. For some reason or other, little information signs. Nothing to show. Right. Original stairs maybe, going up to the second floor. So I won't, well, it's going to be a very long video. That's a tower, I think what it's called. Like I say, I'll put captions on all this to some extent. Show what I've been looking at, because I don't know what I'm looking at right now. So I'm going to ascend to the top of that tower. Apparently it's a viewpoint. That makes sense there, and allow so many people to go up the tower at times. So there's another line up here. Oh, well. Okay, it is a good viewpoint up here. And the Sorrento's down there. That's where the train was heading, packed with people. But luckily it stopped here at Pompeii. I didn't think it was going to stop. And over there is the culprit who caused all this mess. Yeah. Okay, there's another remains of another tower there. And of course, this was the town wall, because constant wars were civil wars as well in the Roman era. Wars were happening all the time, and that's the town wall, defensive wall, still quite intact. Again, you see here. This structure here, the top was just about this floor. Apparently has survived the destruction. The roof is still on. This is probably the guard room. Alright, more interesting anti. So in the middle of nowhere, you get you go in one of these little side entrances, and you're in somewhere. Well, this is obviously, this house here belongs to an important personage. Lots of columns still intact, and yeah. Repairing the mosaic floor. That's a job of skill right there. Back to its original condition. Okay, there's Alexander the Great putting the Persians to rout. The original's in the Napoli Museum of Architecture, and you can see the fear on the faces of the Persians. So you can see how back in AD 79, Alexander the Great was a great hero of ancient times. Yeah, I'm glad I discovered that totally by accident.
Secondo atrio, primo giardino, secondo giardino, 4 camere da pranzo e qui abbiamo il fuoco sul tavolo danzante.
Right, so you can see I've only been really walking around one end of Pompeii. It's a huge place. You can spend a month for Sundays here. I think you can buy a pass that allows you to do that. You know, an annual pass. I'm not sure, but you can see these. This is one of the main roads. You can see they had these stones going across the road, so you wouldn't get your feet dirty, because they use these as drainage and sewage drains as well. And of course everything was horse-drawn or drawn by oxen. Alright, so I'll put the camera where I've got to do some balancing. I prefer not to join tour groups. You learn a lot more, but it's just exhausting having to listen to them. You spend your time listening to them and looking at them rather than the ruins themselves. This looks like it must have been a crossroads of two of the main streets here. You can see all done in perfect blocks of squares. Right, so none of these winding roads. The Romans believed in, when they made roads, had running straight, no turns. Now, an interesting thing about these, you can see this town was here. Pompeii was down for several hundred years before it was destroyed, and you can see the ruts even in the stone, and the ruts caused by the wheels of the tracks running up and down. Okay, this might have been where all the restaurants and that and whatnot, fast food restaurants, were positioned. You got these kind of like well, prepare the foods or whatever. Yeah. Turn down a side street. I'm heading for the amphitheatre, and it'd be nice. Well, and then I've got also the theatre arenas. I'm going to visit those, and then I think I'll get something to eat. Maybe I'll get something to eat outside the complex. I did bring something with me. I'm looking for a place to sit down actually and have a break. I got a couple of bananas and kind of a bread roll just to keep me going. They say spend a full day here, but those are for people with younger legs and more energy than the likes of me these days. So 3 hours in a place like this is enough. And I spent about, well, maybe an hour and a half here so far. So 3 hours would be enough for me, I think. Looks like I'm in a popular area for the tour guides again. There's a modern house up there. Oh, that's a toilet block here. Out there, alright, and this serve the fast food. No, they weren't joking when you said this is a massive place. Exhausting to go around here. For me anyway. And of course the crowds, you've got to fight the crowds. Okay, roof has been added. I'm in the premises of another, obviously belonging to a wealthy denizen of Pompeii. This is why the crowds are here. Look at that. Yeah, fantastic, eh? Artwork. And they knew, back in the Roman times, they knew perspective as well. That vanished for 1,000 years in the so-called Dark Ages. Yeah. Alright, so that's why everyone's going to this house. If you follow the crowds, you can't go too far wrong. And that's where everyone's heading, coming back from the amphitheatre. And I was a bit worried about that. I got a rucksack about the size of that gentleman in front, and I was a bit worried because they do have a size, but they didn't. Yeah, I had no problem though. So yeah. So that's that little part of the day's escapade turned out to be okay. Okay, finally, there's the amphitheatre. I think definitely the most impressive structure that still remained from the old, well, I don't know if you call it a town or a city, the city of Pompeii. Okay, that's the way back, a nice little level footpath back to the, well, I'm going to go see this, the theatre arenas. Okay, so where's the entrance to the to this very, very impressive Roman amphitheatre. And we had these, of course, in Roman Britain, all along disappeared. Except maybe mounds of earth everywhere, maybe still existing, but the actual amphitheatre, the structure itself, long gone. It's me that interested in the amphitheatre, everyone else is as well. That's why. But there's another entrance though, right here to Pompeii, over there, right? But I'm looking for the entrance. You go inside this amphitheatre, there's a tunnel, I think. Okay, there's the amphitheatre. There's the kind of like the tunnel, the original tunnel. Look at that. Yeah, because I've already seen this. There's countless, thousands probably, of YouTube videos been made of Pompeii. So this is, but of course it's not like being here in actual person. Yeah, you can't beat that as an experience. Okay, so here we have actual shows that the Romans were civilized. They knew how to. That's what our alphabet is based on. A to Z. Yeah, the Roman letters. Plus. Okay. Yeah. More tunnels here. I'll go in. Yeah, later. Yeah. You can see why it's popular. See why it's popular. Fantastic. Yeah. Looks like you're not allowed to climb up.
The crowd went wild.
Climb up inside. Yeah. Millions come here, I think, every year. That's why I'm rather surprised that they don't. The transportation here leaves something to be desired. Right? It's yeah, it's chaos. So all this is original, some kind of a tunnel going underneath the terraces. And now apparently somebody called Pink Floyd came here in 2016 and he's been greatly celebrated as an occasion. There's pictures of him everywhere. Our entrance is up there. There's a kind of like old exhibits up there. Okay, so there's the amphitheatre. So it would be great here if there was a place on this complex you could just kind of have a break for, well, I didn't know, for a couple of hours, have a meal and get refreshed for round two. Next to the amphitheatre is this, it has been, a roof has been added. Look at this, some kind of like, it looked like a, I don't know, a parade ground or practice ground for the gladiators, or not sure what, or some kind of events were held there, but it certainly is impressive. Yeah, there's the amphitheatre just up there. Alright. That probably doesn't lead anywhere, otherwise there'd be people going up there. Another, some kind of a fresco on the wall there that survived. Okay, so I'm going to head back towards the main entrance. This is at a cherry tree there. A little oasis here. Some kind of a garden. I'm not sure what's here. I say I'll put captions on. Give some idea what I've been looking at. But I'll just say if there was a bench, it would be nice if there were some benches on. I definitely need a break. Garden, that was probably the garden of another wealthy patrician. The plebs lived elsewhere in the town. Or the plebs, was it? And I think there is some, that's an interesting thing there. I can't quite remember what it was all about. A water feature maybe. Okay. More wall frescoes. An urban villa consists of a house with an atrium, a large garden and a bath complex. Yeah, okay, so I won't go any further. Oh, I will. I'll just see what's around here. Yeah, you see they constructed this walkway to prevent erosion of the Roman garden. Now when I woke up this morning, well, just before dawn, there was quite a heavy shower and it was overcast, but it's actually turned out nice and actually been good walking weather, you know. Temperatures in the mid-60s. It must be uncomfortable in the summer months. Another look at this impressive kind of exhibition going on there. I won't go any further. But look at these original, don't touch the columns, they might fall over. Yeah. Inside another house. To another fairly wealthy gentleman maybe. There's another impressive fresco, I believe you call them. Yeah, all very well preserved. After nearly 2,000 years, buried under ash. So this is obviously another a castle belonging to a wealthy resident. Oh, look at that! That's a nice little discovery. You could almost miss it. Kind of a theatre, I think. And look over there, just a more up-to-date structure, but still probably 300-400 years old. Pompeii church. The town of Pompeii, that is. Had a break just down a little blind alley just a few minutes ago. If I'd have known, could have had a break here. Look at this. And you're allowed to walk up and down the former, well, everyone sat on these steps, I suppose. Yeah. You have to go down to the bottom. You've got to climb down. I'll just watch other people doing that. There's the good old Vesuvius back there. Looks like they may be constructing the stage. Kind of rejuvenated as a modern theatre. Yeah, definitely worth visiting here. So, one of the wonders of the world, really. The preserved city of Pompeii. Just over there in that corner, that far right corner, a few minutes ago now, I'm debating whether to go all down these steps. I suppose I better, because I won't be here again, let's face it. Steps, and another impressive part of the Roman ruins of Pompeii. I'll just go around. I say I'll put captions, because I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I'll put captions when I make the edit the video to kind of give some idea what it is I'm looking at and you're looking at. Yeah, but of course those aren't original roofs. It looks like they put a roof on there some years ago. There's grass growing in it. Alright, so no problem walking on this. Nice concrete surface here. Triangular forum, the big theatre you might say. Kind of like an amphitheatre. And there's the little theatre. This is nearly missed this. Interesting. Yeah, I like its sculptures at the end, all dating from that catastrophic day when Pompeii came to an end. Retrace my steps a little bit to pay a visit to the facilities, and nice and clean, but not very well signposted. You could easily miss them. I'm heading for the exit, but one more casa, and now they all have these little kind of like the ornamental pools. I think they call them atriums. These rooms are atriums where the roof had a hole in it to allow the rainwater to come through. It's so here's the yeah, it's all quite well preserved. I mean, I've probably only touched a fraction of these houses around here, so they're all interesting to watch. They're all slightly different. You're looking towards Sorrento. Ideal conditions for walking and seeing these sights. It must be pretty grueling in the middle of the summer with the temperatures in the 90s and humid. These remarkable preserved. Well, I say in Rome, the city of Rome itself, you get buildings like the Pantheon, which are, and the Colosseum even, and lots of other edificios. No, that's a Spanish word, I think. That are kind of complete, weren't never destroyed. But still, this is still quite remarkable, really. Okay, place, Stabian Baths. There's Stabian Baths. Nearly missed these as well, hidden out of the way. Okay, this shows the Roman Holocaust, I think. Holocaust, oh, not Holocaust. Yeah, baths, how they heated. Underwall heating, floor heating. Actually, it's quite warm in here because it's got a glass roof on. So that's the interest here to show. Now, Holocaust, oh, have I got that right? Roman baths. The flooring is still in place there. Stabian Baths. Trying to find the exit I came in on. There's not much in the way of direction signs. Numbers of young people I noticed. Of course, a lot of them are in school parties. But of course, and one reason for that is it's free entry for under 25-year-olds. Right. So as golden oldies pay, well, subsidise that little freebie. The entrance is somewhere in this round here, but I might be walking away from it. If I could, can't see any people that work here. They all seem to have disappeared. You see the forum ahead, and that's near the main entrance. So I was going completely in the wrong direction. Yeah, and it's no good asking passerbys, they don't really know much more either. Okay, just a little while back a guy jostled my elbow, almost knocked my camera out of my hand. So there's, yeah, gotta watch out for that. Unfortunately, it's quite breezy today, luckily. So there might be an audio problem. Okay, the antiquarium. There's one last place I could visit, but I'll skip it, I'm afraid. It's 4:45. So this place actually stays open, now it's April, it stays open quite a bit later. Yeah, it'd be interesting to go around. It's kind of like a museum. You can see why that train is packed. It's a commuter train, because look how heavily built up it is. Yeah, there's the main entrance there, and so I'm going, so that's no problem. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit, possibly standing room only going back.
Attenzione, treno per Napoli in arrivo sul binario 2, allontanarsi dalla linea gialla. Attention, train to Naples.
Train ride from hell.